Maxim Naumov honored his late parents at the US Figure Skating Championships this weekend, and now officially he'll head to the Olympics to continue honoring their legacy. Welcome back to Olympic Winter is Coming, the series where I'm telling you everything you need to know to get ready for the Winter Games this February. Across men's and women's individual, ice dance, and pairs, we send 16 figure skaters to the Olympics. And this year's lineup is one of the most promising we've had in a really long time. On the women's side, Amber Glenn and Alyssa Liu both broke the scoring record at the US Championships this weekend. And at 26 years old, Amber Glenn becomes the oldest woman to make the team since 1928, the second Winter Olympics ever. On the men's side, Ilya Malinin, the self-proclaimed quad god and backflipper extraordinaire, will head to his very first Olympics as the gold favorite. But of the entire Team USA roster, there was not a more emotional name read out than Max Naumov. Max was born to figure skating parents. They competed together in pairs, and in 1994 they won the World Championships and went on to compete in the Olympics that year, finishing fourth. In 1998, they moved to the States to transition to coaching at the Skating Club of Boston, and in 2001 they welcomed Max to the world. Max started skating very young and began to train at the Skating Club of Boston with both of his parents as his coaches. And in both 2023 and 2024 took home the pewter medal at the US Figure Skating Championships. And last year he was holding his own in the chase for the 2026 Olympic team. He finished fourth for the third consecutive year at the US Championships, not only taking home the pewter medal, but also qualifying for the 2025 Four Continents team. He said that one of his last conversations with his parents was about what he would need to do over the next year in order to make the Olympic team the same way his parents had all of those years prior. After the competition, Max headed home, but his parents and a number of other young skaters stayed back for a development camp. And a few days later, Max's parents passed away along with 26 other members of the figure skating community when their plane crashed. 11 young skaters, along with parents and coaches, were on the same plane home from the development camp, and when their plane crashed, there were no survivors. Max withdrew from competition and wasn't sure if he would ever lace up his skates again. But after a short period of time, Max decided to continue chasing the dream that he had started out with his parents. This season, Max has had his eye on one thing, and that has been making the Olympic team. At the US Figure Skating Championships this weekend, he not only skated a program that placed him in third, he also received his scores while holding on to a picture of himself and his parents. On Sunday, he was officially named to the Team USA figure skating roster. When he was asked about his parents, he said that he hoped that his mom was watching, especially because she stopped watching him compete around age 13 or 14, and she always told him to stay focused on the next competition. But what sticks with me the most about Max is what he's had to say about resilience. He said, "I find in times of really difficult emotional stress, if you can just push yourself a little bit more and almost think, what if? What if I can do it? What if, despite everything that's happened to me, I can go out and do it?" And the beautiful thing is, Max did go out and do it. Next month, you'll be able to watch him as he steps onto Olympic ice for the very first time, 32 years after his parents competed on Olympic ice themselves. For more stories like this one, as well as coverage of all of the Winter Games, be sure to follow along for the rest of Olympic Winter is Coming.